Giovanni Cabrera, who's charged with 3 overnight parking violations and a school zone speeding ticket in Providence, Rhode Island.
Giovanni Cabrera.
Good afternoon.
Right from the start, Cabrera faces the reality of a school zone violation, a charge he immediately accepts full responsibility for. He doesn't try to make excuses, doesn't deflect blame.
Truthfully, I don't remember it. I was driving that day. I do remember when I got the notice, I was like, oh, that was me driving that day. That one I just got to take full responsibility for. I work in the school system, so I understand how serious it is, so I won't argue on that one.
Did you say that you're a student?
But there's more to this story than just fines and tickets. Cabrera grew up in Providence's South Side.
So I grew up in Providence in the South Side. That says a lot already. A lot of people have a lot of notions about Providence and what it is to grow up there. Before I started going to urban arts, or in general, just after school programs, I was just in the streets, just like any other kid. I was in the streets. And my mom's, who is a single mother and now is going through a deportation case currently.
His life changed when he joined the Norbotten Arts after-school program.
I grew up going to Urban Arts, like after school program when I was in high school, and they changed my life. And so I continued, and I wanted to do the same. I wanted to give back to the community.
Giving back.
And so now I work at Urban Arts and do the same.
Tell me about your life before and after you went to this program.
As Cabrera stands before the bench explaining his journey, Judge Caprio sees something familiar. A young man fighting against the weight of societal preconceptions.
I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I was working in a restaurant in downtown Providence when I was in college, right? And I was a counter boy, a counter man. I was making hamburgers and cooking and washing dishes and stuff. And it was in downtown Providence, and a lot of people who worked in the area would come in. And there was a lovely young lady came in, and she'd come in all the time. So anyway, I asked her for a date.
Okay.
And she said, sure. She said, you have to come and pick me up. And she says, you have to come in and meet my parents. I said, of course. She says, what do you think, I would blow the horn or something, right?
Right.
So I go to the house and I walk in, and father's sitting in a recliner. I opened the door, I walked into what they called a parlor in those days, right? And she opened the door and she says, my dad. I said, how are you, sir? And he says, what's your name? I told him. He said, where do you live? I said, I live in Providence. I saw it coming, right? He said, where in Providence? I said, on Bradford Street. He said, where's that? And I said, Federal Hill. And he said, you're not taking my daughter out.
Of course.
And that was the end of my date.
People gotta let these notions go. You gotta let it go.
But the focus quickly shifts back to Cabrera's current reality. His mother, a single parent, now facing deportation. Despite these challenges, Cabrera refuses to be defined by his circumstances or his past.
And once I went to Urban Arts and I met the people there, I learned that there is something, to do outside of just being like in the streets and all that. Like I learned how to produce, I learned piano. I'm a musician now and a producer, but I'm also a full-time artist. So I design websites for people. I design websites for a bunch of businesses around Providence. I just help people kind of figure out how to do things better and more efficient. That's kind of what I do now. So I do a lot of things, many things. But my main passion is to work with the youth.
It's clear to Judge Caprio now that the case before him is more than just another traffic ticket case.
I want to congratulate you for 2 things. Number 1, turning your life around, and number 2, trying to help others by paying it forward. Right?
Of course.
The courtroom waits for Caprio's decision on the school zone violation, a serious charge that could double the fine to $100. But after consulting Inspector Quinn, Judge Caprio makes his decision.
Inspector Quinn, I think we should give him a special consideration here. None of these fines doubled. He takes full responsibility. I mean, it's $100. I'm going to dismiss it.
Cabrera's immediate reaction is one of genuine gratitude, not just for the dismissed charge, but for the recognition of his efforts to change his life and help others.
I appreciate it. And I wanted to say, never have I met a judge like you. And I've been in many courtrooms growing up for silly things, not for bad things, for silly things, growing up, but never met a judge or a person like you. You're amazing.
I'm not going to comment on that except to say this.
Judge Caprio responds with his guiding philosophy, one taught by his parents: treat everyone with dignity, respect, and compassion.
I don't do anything different than what I was taught to do by my parents. And that is, treat everyone with dignity and respect and have some compassion for people.
Giovanni Cabrera's case showed Judge Caprio's compassion in action. But how does that compare to Andrea Chiiani's hearing, where a routine red light violation unraveled into a surprising mix of family banter, confusion, and an unforgettable life lesson? This is Andrea Chiiani, who's charged with a red light violation in Providence, Rhode Island. On the surface, it looks like just another routine traffic hearing. Andrea stands at the podium, joined by her mother, Arlene. From the very first exchange, Arlene brings a lighthearted, playful tone that immediately shifts the room. Judge Caprio picks up on the mother-daughter dynamic, teasing out their banter with a grin. For a moment, it feels less like a courtroom and more like a family living room.
Yeah.
I'm here to keep her out of jail.
Dig deep.
Yeah.
We just happen to have 2 cells too, so.
Okay.
Well, but that lighthearted energy doesn't last. Andrea insists firmly that the car in question isn't hers. The laughter fades and the case pivots from casual banter to serious confusion. A young woman is being accused of something she believes she had nothing to do with.
You have to ask
The
her.
plate number on here is not my car. So I'm just a little confused about that.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Okay.
This is on North Main Street and Branch Avenue. We're going to take a look at it right now. Lisa, let's go.
Judge Caprio leans over the bench, studying the documents in front of him. The silence in the courtroom sharpens as he traces the paper trail. And then, the truth surfaces. The plate doesn't belong to Andrea's personal car at all. It's tied to a dealership, a critical piece of information that shifts the weight of the entire case. Andrea explains that her own car had been recalled for repairs. In the meantime, the dealership had provided her with a loaner vehicle, an arrangement that left her unknowingly linked to this violation.
Yes, I am. I actually bought my car there. My car had a recall. I don't remember the exact date, but they gave me a ride to work.
Oh, you weren't driving the car?
No.
The judge consults his staff, cross-checking records and details. Every eye in the courtroom stays fixed on him as he pieces it together. Finally, after confirming Andrea's story, he makes it official. The case against her collapses.
The only reason you are here today is because a summons was sent to this car dealership.
Right.
Because the car is registered to the car dealership.
Yeah.
Right. They notified us that you were driving the car on that day. So I'm not going to take any action on this, and the summons is going to go back to them.
Okay.
Right. So I'm not dismissing it. I'm exonerating you based on what the representation you're making before the court that you weren't driving the car.
Right.
Okay. So it's the dealership's responsibility.
With the legal matter resolved, Arlene asks if she can tell Judge Caprio a story. What follows is a moment that shifts the entire courtroom's energy.
I just wanted to tell you that I was born on 95 Tell Street and into my grandmother's home, Anna Minacucci. And your dad used to deliver milk to my grandmother.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to tell you.
Arlene delivers a heartfelt message, one passed down from her late grandmother.
And my grandmother, God rest her soul, she always used to say, if you ever go in front of Judge Caprio, please tell him that his dad's nickname was Tupper Toffee.
The judge, visibly moved, begins to share about his father's legacy.
Everyone talked about is that he was ordered by the company that if people didn't pay their bill for 2 weeks, that he was ordered to stop the milk. And he took a position, he would always tell us, if there are kids in the house, I'm never stopping the milk. And he never did.
He was a good
And
man.
as a matter of fact, he would take money out of his pocket and say to the company, they made a partial payment.
Yeah.
You know?
Aw.
But when there were kids involved, I'm getting emotional about it. He never stopped.
When Andrea and Arlene finally leave the bench, Judge Caprio thanks them personally. The case may have started with a red light ticket, but it ended with something far more impacting.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Andrea's case proved that even traffic court can turn into a heartfelt family moment. But Serena Simone's hearing went even further when her own 6-year-old son took the stand against her in front of Judge Caprio. This is Serena Simone, and she is before Judge Caprio on charges of speeding through a school no speeding zone and a parking ticket in Providence, Rhode Island.
Serena Simone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
At first, the case looks like any other traffic matter, but almost instantly, it takes on a different energy. Standing at her side is her 6-year-old son, Braden.
When I asked earlier, Serena, if anyone wanted to help me, you raised your hand.
Judge Caprio spots him right away and wastes no time inviting the boy closer. The courtroom warms with laughter as Braden climbs to the bench, his small frame looking out at the room with innocent curiosity.
Hey, what is this guy's name?
What's your name?
What's his name?
Braden.
Braden? Okay.
You want to help?
Braden,
He needs help.
you want to come up here and help me out? Come on up here.
The official charges come to light. A school zone speeding violation caught on camera and an expired meter parking ticket. Serena holds her ground, insisting she doesn't speed. But instead of pressing further, Judge Caprio calls on an unexpected witness, her son.
All right, now your mother says that she never speeds. So, what do you think? Does she speed once in a while? Like sometimes? Does she speed?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But she speed right now.
What?
She speed right now to here.
All right.
With the kind of honesty only a child can bring, Braden blurts out the truth. His mother had, in fact, sped that very morning just to get them to court on time. The room erupts in laughter. Even Serena can't help but smile as the testimony of her own child undermines her defense in the most disarming way possible. Meanwhile, his honest testimony sets the stage for Judge Caprio's ruling.
Well, he makes a nice impression. He's a handsome young man. All right, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Well, the focus shifts to the parking ticket, but this time, Serena has a reason for that ticket.
All right, what do you want to tell me about the parking?
Okay, the parking ticket, his father is in hospice care. He's dying of cancer. And I had to go to court because he's having his child support suspended. Obviously, he can't pay for. And when it was time to go go down and pay the meter or move the car, the judge said that we couldn't go. It was around 12:30 in the afternoon. So I, again, need the benefit of the doubt because I was trying to raise this child by myself.
What the tension in the room shifts as Judge Caprio considers the situation before giving his ruling.
You know, you did everything right. You were parked at a meter, and you put money in the meter, and you had a receipt that you had on the dashboard, and the receipt said you could park there until 12:37.
Yeah.
And they tagged you 9 minutes later,
Right.
right? And given the circumstances that you just explained to me,
Right.
the matter is going to be dismissed.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Before concluding, Judge Caprio seizes a teaching moment for Braden.
Look me in the eye. Say, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Okay.
Have a good day. Thank you.
The ruling comes down, but it's clear that this hearing has become more than a case file. It has become a memory for a child, a lesson for a mother, and a reaffirmation of Judge Caprio's belief that empathy belongs inside the courtroom.
Is to make a good first impression. A firm handshake, solid eye contact, and a pleasant greeting will open many doors.
As Serena and Braden leave, it's clear this courtroom operates on more than just the letter of the law. Braden's innocent honesty brought laughter to the courtroom, but Maria Lopez Carr's case took a heavier turn, testing just how far Judge Caprio's empathy could stretch when a struggling mother stood before him carrying years of burdens. Now this is Maria Lopez Carr, who's charged with failing to pay her adult son's parking fines and a $100 boot fee in Providence, Rhode Island.
Maria Lopez Carr.
It's a cold morning in Judge Caprio's courtroom when Maria stands before him, her shoulders hunched, holding a thick file of papers. The court record shows a history of unpaid fines, mostly tied to her son using her car and racking up violations. On paper, it looks simple. Her son, now 24 years old, borrowed her car, racked up violations, and left his mother to face the consequences. The city eventually booted the vehicle, issuing a $100 removal fee and leaving a $40 balance that has lingered unpaid for nearly 3 years. But as Maria stands there, it becomes clear this case is about much more than tickets. This is about a family, a son who won't take responsibility, and a mother caught in the middle.
Maria, you were before the court on a previous occasion.
My son, I believe, did, sir.
Judge Caprio asks the obvious. Why is Maria paying for her son's mistakes? At first, Maria tries to defend him. Her tone is protective, almost rehearsed, the way only a mother would defend her child.
Well, then he was 21, full of vinegar, and he still is. He's 24.
He's 24 years old. Does he work?
Yes.
But Caprio isn't convinced. His voice sharpens. He reminds her that enabling irresponsibility only deepens the problem. For a moment, it feels as if Maria is cornered, forced to admit that perhaps she's been too lenient. And then she reveals something that shifts the entire room.
My husband passed away 7 years ago, and life has not been easy. So I will pay for the ticket, and we'll just leave it at that.
Judge Caprio softens, realizing this is more than a simple matter of unpaid tickets.
Are you working?
I'm disabled. I used to work for the health department for almost 25 years.
The state?
Yes, sir.
Maria, is there something we can do to help you?
Bring my husband back so things can balance out? No, sir.
It's clear to everyone in the courtroom that Maria has shouldered far more than her share of burdens. Widowhood, disability, financial struggle, and an adult son who refuses to take responsibility.
The full fine, paying everything, is a $100 boot fee and $110 for the tickets. It's $210. We're going to use funds from the Philomena Fund, as I indicated.
Before closing the case, Judge Caprio has a final message for her.
No, this is between my son and I. Old school family and whatever this is, family. It's two different worlds.
As Maria gathers her things to leave, the judge offers one last bit of hope.
I hope you don't need that much longer. I hope things turn around. I hope they get brighter for you. Hope you have an opportunity to smile. If I was a little harsh at you at the beginning, I wasn't doing
Oh, no,
it.
Your Honor, you weren't. This is between my
Okay, I wasn't
son
doing it
and
to
I.
embarrass you or anything else. I'm doing it to try to help you.
The courtroom watches as Maria leaves, her burden lightened for the first time in years, not just financially, but emotionally as well. Maria's story showed the weight of a mother's sacrifices, but Jeffrey Turner's hearing revealed something different. A man's redemption, decades in the making, followed by a young mother whose newborn child softened the entire courtroom. This is Jeffrey Turner, who's charged with 2 ancient traffic violations in Providence, Rhode Island.
Jeffrey Turner. Morning, Counselor. You want to identify yourself for the record, please?
Morning, Your Honor. Tim Baldwin on behalf of Jeffrey Turner.
It's a quiet morning in Judge Caprio's courtroom when Jeffrey Turner stands before the bench, hands folded respectfully. The paperwork shows 2 minor traffic violations, a missed turn signal from 15 years ago, and an improper left turn from 17 years ago. But as the judge flips through the yellowed records, it becomes clear that the real story runs deeper than the records. Turner isn't here just as a man with old violations. He's here as someone who's carried the weight of a troubled past and is now standing before the court, ready to prove he's no longer that same man. His attorney, Tim Baldwin, speaks first.
Thank you, Your Honor. This case was referred to me as part of the Roger Williams Law School Pro Bono Collaborative, so I'm appearing here pro bono this morning. Mr. Turner was starting at the age of 18 until recently has been in and out of the state prison system.
Baldwin doesn't waste words on technical defenses or legal loopholes. Instead, he paints a broader picture of who Turner has become.
He most recently was released in May of last year. He completed a treatment program at the Amos House for 90 days. And since then, he's been working very hard at a company called Rhode Island Metals full-time.
He speaks of progress, of the years since Turner's release, of the effort he has poured into building a new life. Baldwin describes a man determined to walk a different path, away from mistakes, toward responsibility.
You want to get him back in the mainstream of society, feeling that he's paid his debt to society by the years that he spent incarcerated?
Yes, Your Honor. Before I worked where I currently am at, I worked for the federal court system, and as part of that, I worked pretty closely with what's called the Hope Court, which is a federal reentry court here in Rhode Island. So as part of that, I observed quite a few defendants who were very interested in changing their lives after being released from prison.
When Baldwin finishes, Judge Caprio turns his gaze to Turner himself. The courtroom falls into a hush. Caprio wants to hear directly from the man whose life is laid bare in these files.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I've had a chance to look at your record. You have about 15 violations here.
Tell me about it.
And I think, as I mentioned earlier, I think you specialize in not putting a turn signal on and overtaking on the left and other violations, exuding, to me anyway.
Yes, Your Honor.
I think you're worthy of...
Caprio studies the documents one last time. Then, with deliberate care, he sets them down and turns fully to face Turner. The judge's words land with weight, addressing not only the man in front of him, but the larger principle at stake. That people can change, that time can teach, and that redemption deserves recognition.
I'm going to dismiss all of them.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm going to just ask you this, okay? I'm betting on you. I'm betting that you're going to do good.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Okay? And I'm rooting for you. Okay? Don't disappoint me.
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
With a well-timed remark, Caprio breaks the tension, drawing laughter from Turner, his attorney, and even the courtroom spectators.
I want to place my faith that you will stand the straight and narrow path.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right? You know what it's like in there, right? So you got a choice. Back to where you were in prison or living with your girlfriend. Inspector Quinn, what do you choose?
I haven't seen his girlfriend, but I would choose.
At the old charges, ghosts from decades past, are officially dismissed.
Our best wishes for you. Good luck to you. These matters are dismissed. As far as the registry is concerned, you will be quid through this court.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay?
Thank you.
Good luck.
But before moving on, Judge Caprio delivers one last address this time, not only to Turner, but to everyone listening.
First of all, I would like to congratulate Mr. Williams for taking the positive steps necessary to get his life back on track. I would also like to thank his attorney, Mr. Baldwin, for having the decency and compassion to take on Mr. Taylor's case for free. The phrase, "with liberty and justice for all," represents the idea that justice should be accessible to everyone. However, it is not. Almost 90% of low-income Americans are forced to battle civil issues like health care, unjust evictions, veterans benefits, and yes, even traffic violations alone. Access to justice is more critical now than ever. That's why lawyers like Mr. Baldwin, who volunteer their time and expertise to help low-income Americans, are heroes to me. Thank you again, Counselor. Your efforts are appreciated and also very much needed.
The mood shifts as another defendant, Yasmine Vasquez, a young mother, approaches. She faces multiple red light violations and a $415 fine. But what captures the courtroom's attention is not the paperwork, it's the tiny bundle in her arms. Her newborn son, Gabriel, just 2 weeks old. Judge Caprio softens his tone immediately. He asks gently about her situation, his voice carrying the compassion of a grandfather as much as the authority of a judge.
No, he's at home with my newborn baby.
Oh, how old was the baby?
2 weeks old.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Is it
But I got this.
Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
What's his name?
Jabril.
Yeah.
It means Gabriel.
The judge listens closely, and when he finally speaks, it's with understanding. He delivers his ruling carefully, lifting a weight from Yasmine's shoulders with a compassionate decision that spares her the crushing burden of debt.
Total tickets were $415. I reduced it to $170.
But he doesn't stop there. With quiet practicality, he offers her advice on a payment plan, ensuring that what remains will not overwhelm her.
What I want you to do is I want you to make a payment plan. Work it out with Alyssa. Right? And Don't promise more than you can pay. If you think you can pay 30, say 20. If you think you can pay 20, say 10. Okay?
No. As Yasmine wipes away tears of relief, Judge Caprio's courtroom demonstrates once again that justice can be both fair and compassionate. Turner and Vasquez's cases showed Judge Caprio at his most compassionate, but Vincenzo Femia's charge flipped the script completely, turning a courtroom into a stage for one of the funniest moments ever caught on camera. This is Vincenzo Femia, who's appearing before Judge Frank Caprio in Providence, Rhode Island, on a disorderly conduct charge that quickly reveals itself as a paperwork oddity rather than a criminal act. It's a typical bustling day in the Providence Municipal Court. Judge Caprio glances at the file and raises an eyebrow. The police report charges Vincenzo with being distrustful. It's an unusual accusation for a courtroom, and the judge is clearly amused. What happens next sets the tone for one of the most memorable courtroom exchanges.
Vincenzo.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
What do your friends call you? They call you Vincenzo or they call you Vincent?
Vincent.
Judge Caprio flips through the paperwork and asks Vincenzo about the unusual charge.
This is the first police report that I've seen a person being accused of what you were being accused of. Here's what they accused you of being. I think they meant to say disturbing, right? But they accused you of being distrustful.
Vincenzo explains his side calmly, detailing how the incident was simply a misunderstanding, no harm done, no real disturbance. The judge nods, clearly seeing through the paperwork error. But Judge Caprio isn't done having fun with the case. He leans forward.
There have been many people in this courtroom who have said nothing and were on the verge of having their case dismissed. And then they started talking. And by the time they finished talking, their case wasn't dismissed.
Okay.
Now, there's such a thing called the Fifth Amendment. Do you know what the Fifth Amendment is?
Yes.
All right.
I take the fifth.
If I were you...
The courtroom erupts in laughter. Judge Caprio signs the dismissal paperwork, officially closing the case.
All right,
Yeah.
the matter is dismissed.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your
Good
Honor.
luck to you.
Vincenzo's case ended in laughter, but Nairo Mana's fight against a confusing red light ticket highlighted something else. Judge Caprio's willingness to dig deep, investigate, and prove that fairness always comes before fines. This is Nairo Mana, who's contesting a red light violation in Providence, Rhode Island.
Now, Nairo Mana.
Morning.
Morning, sir. Your child's going through a red light on Atwells and Harris.
Mana steps up to the bench in a plain white t-shirt that reads, Blunt Masters, across the front, already setting him apart from the usual stream of defendants. He doesn't posture, doesn't look defensive. He's here to explain, and Judge Caprio gives him the chance. The citation stems from a busy intersection, Atwells Avenue and Harris. According to the official report, Mana was caught running a red light. On paper, it looks like an open and shut case. But from the moment he begins speaking, it's clear this isn't going to be another routine traffic violation.
Okay, what do you want to tell me about this, sir?
Caprio asks for clarification, and Mana carefully describes what happened. He gestures, explaining how the lanes overlap, how the signals seem to contradict one another.
In that location, it's like mad lights. I was confused. But I was guilty.
You're guilty?
Yeah.
As the judge reviews the traffic footage, he starts to see what Mana means. The intersection isn't straightforward. There are multiple signals, some for left turns, some for through traffic, all close together. Judge Caprio begins to break down the light sequence, lane by lane.
In the third lane of traffic, which is heading east, there's another light with an arrow. And that light turns red when you can't make a left-hand turn. So you're coming down and you see, in your lane of traffic, you see a green light. In the other lane of traffic, which is not your lane of traffic, there's an arrow with a red light saying you can't make a left-hand turn. That's where you got confused. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But he's not done yet. Judge Caprio turns his attention to the true problem. the intersection's design.
Beautiful explanation. See, I knew you'd get it straight. I just knew. I knew you had it in you.
Then comes the turning point.
On the burden of proof, which is clear and convincing evidence. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
See, I knew. He had a great argument. He came in well prepared today. I agree. It is confusing.
The ruling is delivered clearly. Mineo will not be penalized. The court recognizes that the violation wasn't negligence. It was confusion, created by a flawed intersection.
All right, the matter is dismissed.
Thank you.
And just when the seriousness of the ruling settles in, Caprio lightens the mood. With a smirk, he can't resist commenting on Minea's distinctive Blunt Masters t-shirt, drawing laughter from the courtroom. Minea's case showed Caprio's fairness, but Jazelle's story revealed his heart when a struggling mother and her little boy reminded the judge that justice sometimes isn't just about tickets. It's about protecting families. This is Jazelle, who's facing 9 unpaid violations, including 2 red light charges and 7 parking tickets. In Providence, Rhode Island, Jazelle didn't come to court alone. Her little boy stands beside her, clutching her hand tightly. It's clear this isn't just another day in traffic court. But Jazelle's case is about more than just unpaid tickets. There's a child's future at stake.
Good morning. Who's this young fellow with you? Is that your lawyer?
Jazelle stands before Judge Caprio, her son beside her. The judge reviews her record, 2 serious red light violations and 7 parking tickets. Her car has already been booted, but Jazelle explains.
I'm not the owner of the vehicle, but I'm not sure if all the tickets are mine.
She also expresses her financial difficulty in paying the fines.
I don't have the money to pay it all, so I just maybe to set up it somehow to pay it.
Judge Caprio understands the cascading consequences. A car gets booted, then towed, and the costs keep climbing.
And you have $1,100 worth of tickets with the penalties.
Then the judge does something unexpected. He brings in a special guest, Miss Rhode Island USA 2017, Kelsey Swanson, to help with the decision.
Miss Rhode Island USA 2017 is with us this morning. It's Kelsey Swanson.
But first he reviews the evidence. After carefully examining the red light tickets, Judge Caprio dismisses both serious charges against Jazelle.
All right. So far, Jazelle has 2 red light tickets dismissed, so that's going to help you a great deal, Jazelle, okay?
Now, only the parking tickets and boot fee remain. Judge Caprio turns to Miss Rhode Island for her recommendation.
I think number 3, $210 and $100 for the boot. Plus, she has a cute kid. She has a cute kid with nice shoes. Who's kissing her?
Okay.
The judge considers her advice and decides to follow it precisely.
Well, I asked for it, so I guess I'll have to abide by her recommendation, okay? So it's going to cost you $310.
But the compassion doesn't end there. Knowing Jazelle's financial struggles, Judge Caprio grants her 30 days to pay the reduced sum. For a mother already stretched thin, that extra time means breathing room, a chance to regroup, to provide, to move forward without fear of losing everything.
Okay, 1 month to pay the balance.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you.
Bye.
Jazelle's case shows how Judge Caprio balances justice with empathy. He holds people accountable, but always considers their circumstances, especially when children are involved. This courtroom isn't just about collecting fines, it's about protecting futures. Jazelle's case showed the power of compassion in the face of hardship,